All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Got a little bit of a fun one here. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. We're going to talk a little bit about this car and how it cost me almost $2 million. It sounds a little clickbaity. It kind of is, but the other night I was like, if instead of buying that car, what if I put that money into an asset class and then dollar cost averaged each payment in to see what it would have been today. I bought this car in 2019. It was $56,000. I put $17,000 down, and then I paid $560 a month until it was paid off. And it's a lot of money, and it's not a necessity. I could have lived my life perfectly fine without this car. So anybody with like a leisure vehicle or a boat or a side-by-side or anything could do this same math and also find yourself spiraling into a whirlwind of depression and regret. I picked some of the higher earning assets and some of the ones that would have been popular at the time to invest in, not like, stuff that, if you knew, you knew type of thing, like things that people were talking about in 2019, things that I was talking about in 2019, things that I had money in 2019. This is not like something I was deaf to. It was just, what would it have been? 24-year-old Cooper thought car over future. Can't blame him. It's a cool car. I don't really regret the purchase. Obviously, if I had a time machine, maybe I'd do something differently. But whatever, I don't cry over spilled milk. This is a cost breakdown. So there's lump sum, the initial investment, and then there's dollar cost average, and then there's total what it would be in today's market. The smallest one would have been gold. If I had just put it into gold and then kept buying into gold, it would have been $109,000 worth of gold right now instead of a $50,000+ car. S&P 500 would have been $143,000. Tesla would have been $702,000. Ethereum would have been $1.4 million today. And Bitcoin would have been $594,000 today. So let's even move the more. Oh, and Solana, that came out in 2020, would have been $8.9 million today. Tried to just stick with like the basic coins, nothing too out there. So Ethereum would have been the move for sure. And we were talking about it that was like a weekly discussion of like crypto and stuff. And I had money into it since 2015. I wasn't deaf to it. Idiot. But this, like I said, it's not for my blood pressure to get up. It's just for fun. We've all been here. We all have a similar story, I'd imagine, where, you spent X amount of dollars that you shouldn't have. I don't even want to talk about my house that I also bought in 2019. That at least is a little better because I live in it. It's necessary. You can even look at what it would have projected out to from now, basically. So this is more of a speculation. That was a known thing, but then I asked okay, so say you carried the Bitcoin out from, you put it in today, this $56,000 into Bitcoin today, and give me a couple breakdowns of 65% return, which is aggressive, or moderate 40%, conservative 25%, low 10%, and 0% flat, what it would be like in a few years. Now, 65% return is large, but it would be $1.8 million in 2032 if you put it in right now. 40% would be $592,000, 25% would be $267,000, and 10% would be $109,000. I didn't just learn compound interest. I understand. It's not really compound interest on Bitcoin, but it's more just investing, if you will. I didn't just learn it. Just going through the thoughts of car versus savings. And there's probably some younger people that watch this channel. Maybe they can learn something from this. I'm not telling you to go invest in Bitcoin, because honestly, it might be a bad investment. It could have been a scary investment. It would have been a scary investment at the time. $17,000? That would have been terrifying when I was 24. At least a car, like, it's here. So, just a thought. I have a prompt if you want to do this for your own asset. If you bought it like in 2018 or 17 or something, it's gonna hurt. Especially if it was more expensive too. And then on top of it, the car actually lost value. So even if I sold it for exactly what I bought it for, I lost due to inflation. It's, that money would have just been $60,000 just by not doing anything. You know what I mean? Like just like the buying power shift, if you get what I mean. It's like that money has inflated away. So it doesn't even have the same buying power now. So if I sold it for $56,000, what I bought it for, I still have less money than when I started, just because of inflation. Cool. I didn't even add insurance, gas, tires, mods, everything like that. I didn't have the heart to. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go lay in bed and cry a little bit because, rough. This is not to talk about what I have invested or not or anything like that. Kind of a little more private, I guess you could say, and I don't ever want to be misconstrued as giving financial advice. This is more just what young Cooper could have done. He could have been living life right now. I mean, I'm living a great life. I'm super happy. Everything works out the way that it's supposed to. But it's interesting to think about. Even my truck. When did I get that? In 2021? Same deal. Makes you think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. But that'll do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Keep it saucy. I will see you next time.